Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the biggest myths in modern dating, the idea that women only care about men with money. It's a belief repeated so often that it almost feels like fact. But here's the truth, while financial stability matters, it's not the ultimate factor that wins a woman's heart. In reality, women are wired, both biologically and psychologically, to be drawn to traits that go far deeper than dollars. Traits that speak to security, confidence, direction, and emotional strength. And the best part? These traits are entirely within your control to develop, no matter where you're starting from. In today's video, we will explore 6 powerful qualities women secretly value more than money. These aren't tricks or quick fixes. They're real, grounded characteristics that speak to your inner strength and personal growth. If you've ever wondered why some men seem to attract incredible women without flashing wealth or status, this video will give you the answers. So stick with us until the end, because understanding these 6 traits could change how you see yourself and how women see you for good. Let's get into it. 1. High-value presence, biological attractiveness. There's a specific type of man who doesn't need to speak loudly to be noticed. He walks into a room and something shifts, not because of flashy clothes or loud words, but because of something more profound and instinctive. His presence says what words cannot, and women feel it before they can explain it. It's not just attraction. It's biological recognition. Female psychology's core is a quiet, hardwired drive. Seek what feels safe, strong, and steady. Evolution has shaped women to search for traits that promise survival, security, and a future. When a man carries himself with quiet strength, purpose, and self-respect that doesn't need approval, he's not just attractive, he's biologically magnetic. His confidence doesn't beg, his calm doesn't waver, his direction doesn't wait for validation. You don't need to be the loudest or the wealthiest man in the room to have that effect, but you do need to command respect, especially from other men. That's where value begins, when you're seen as competent, respected, and self-possessed. It signals something primal that you can lead, that you can protect, that you can remain steady in a storm. And that's what makes her lean in without realizing why. She may notice your posture first, how you move without rushing, or your tone, firm but calm. She pays attention to how you handle pressure and hold your ground when others try to shake it. These things speak louder than compliments or clever lines. A high-value presence doesn't chase, it draws in. And the attraction it creates is deeper than looks. It reaches something ancestral, something ancient in her. There's a reason why some men are remembered long after they've left the room. They didn't demand attention, they earned it. Not through the noise, but through stability. Not through charm, but through presence. In the modern world, where images are often louder than reality, a man with quiet strength is rare, and what's rare becomes valuable. A simple truth remains. Be someone she can feel even in silence. When a man embodies composure, direction, and earned respect, he no longer needs to impress, he simply is. And that is the kind of presence no woman easily forgets. 2. Sociability, social proof and influence. There's something quietly magnetic about a man who moves comfortably through a room. He doesn't need to dominate conversations or put on a show. His presence alone draws others in. People laugh around him, not because he's trying too hard, but because he knows how to read the moment. He listens well, speaks with ease, and adapts quickly. And even if a woman can't quite explain why she feels drawn to him, something in her instinct tells her he's safe to trust and hard to forget. Sociability isn't about being the loudest or the most extroverted. It's about being emotionally available in social settings. A man who connects easily with others shows that he belongs. And in a very primal sense, women are wired to notice that. To her, the man accepted by his tribe is more than likable, reliable. He's been socially vetted. He's someone people follow, laugh, and lean on. That matters far more than a flawless face or a well-rehearsed line. When a woman sees you're respected and welcomed by others, it signals more than popularity. It tells her you know how to navigate life. It shows you have influence, that you aren't isolated, that others enjoy your company for a reason. That's powerful social proof. It answers one of her most profound unspoken questions. If I trust him, will I be safe, understood, and valued? A man with strong social ties answers that without saying a word. Building this kind of presence takes more than charm. It begins with communication, real, not performative. It's how you ask questions that matter, remember names, and make others feel seen. It's the confidence to lead without needing credit, and the humility to follow when someone else shines. Humor plays a role too. It is not the rehearsed punchline, but the quick wit that shows you're present, alert, and alive to the room's energy. You don't need to be the life of every party, but if you can build friendships, cultivate your circle, and show up consistently, you will become someone others naturally trust. And when a woman sees that, she doesn't just notice you, she believes in you, because the man who others trust becomes the man she's curious to know more about. Curiosity is often the first step toward something more profound. 3. Self-confidence, internal power, and trust. Before a man says a word, a woman often senses something. It's in how he enters a room, carries himself, and his eyes meet hers without seeking approval. This unspoken presence isn't arrogance, it's inner alignment. And nothing draws a woman closer than a man who trusts himself before expecting anyone else to. Confidence isn't about volume. It's not about dominance or attention. It's the calm in a storm, the certainty that doesn't need validation. A woman feels it when your voice is steady, your choices are clear, and you don't need to prove who you are because you already know. It's in the pause before you speak, and how you listen with patience instead of performing for attention. What makes this energy magnetic is that it offers something rare: safety. Not just physical safety, but emotional grounding. A woman relaxes in the presence of a man who isn't easily shaken, because it signals that she won't have to hold everything together, and that sense of balance is often what she's looking for, even when she can't put it into words. To become that man is not about pretending to be unbothered. It's about building trust with yourself. It begins privately, by setting small goals and keeping your word to yourself. It strengthens each time you choose response over reaction, and it deepens when you stop needing noise to feel important and learn instead to enjoy your own company. Emotional independence doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're whole before anyone else arrives. Women don't fall for perfection, they fall for presence. A man who walks without rushing, makes decisions without fear, and stands without needing applause becomes unforgettable, because in a world of distractions, he becomes a place of stillness. And stillness is where trust is born. There's a simple truth: when you believe in yourself, she won't need to question you. Confidence isn't something you perform, it's something you live. And when it's real, she feels it before you must prove it. 4. Leadership, grand discovery, direction and decision-making ability. In every relationship, there's an unspoken rhythm. When a man knows how to lead, that rhythm flows. When he hesitates, it falters. Leadership in love isn't about dominance or control. It's about direction. It's about a man's ability to step forward calmly when everything around feels uncertain. For many women, that quiet strength allows them to relax fully into their femininity. A woman doesn't want to carry everything. She may be independent, capable, and successful on her own, but in her most profound moments, she longs for someone who can share the weight, make decisions with intent, and move with certainty. She doesn't need someone to take over her life. She needs someone who knows where he's going and isn't afraid to take her with him. You can see this in the small things, when he picks a restaurant without saying, "I don't know what you want," when he plans the day without waiting for her to decide everything, when he senses a shift in her mood, he addresses it instead of ignoring it. These may seem minor, but they speak to a man's deeper quality, his ability to hold the moment without fear. Leadership starts in daily life, not just in big gestures, but also in practicing assertiveness in the quiet corners of the day. Saying what you want, standing by your word, choosing a direction and adjusting only when needed, not to please but to improve. A woman feels most at ease when she senses you're not afraid to carry the moment, especially when she's tired of carrying so much alone. There's a simple truth behind her desire to feel led. A woman cannot fully soften in uncertainty. If you hesitate, she will fill the space, not because she wants to, but because she has to. But if you lead with steadiness, she will find herself leaning in, not just because you're strong, but because you make her feel safe. And safety doesn't come from promises or explanations. It comes from action, from direction, from a presence that doesn't waver when decisions need to be made or when pressure rises. In that space, she doesn't have to be on guard. She doesn't have to manage, correct, or guide. She can just be. And that's what draws her closer every time. Not perfection, but presence with purpose. 5. Purpose, life mission, and long-term vision. Something magnetic about a man with a clear sense of direction. It's not about the money he makes or the women he attracts. It's about the mission he's on. A man with purpose has a reason to wake up every day that goes beyond the chase of fleeting pleasures. Women are drawn to this, often without realizing why. It's the depth, the drive, and the unwavering belief that life is meant to be something more than just passing time. When a man has a compelling reason for his existence, a life mission that stretches beyond the mundane, he becomes someone who stands out. He's not just filling space in the world, he's carving out his place in it. This purpose gives him direction and makes every action feel intentional. It's in how he speaks about his dream, handles obstacles, and carries himself daily. The ambition and drive that come with having a clear vision create an undeniably attractive energy. But it's not enough to simply want something. True purpose requires clarity. It's about knowing what you want long-term and pursuing it, even when the path isn't easy. Without this vision, men often drift aimlessly from one distraction to another. But when a man sets ambitious yet meaningful goals, his life takes on a power that draws people in. Women want to be around men who are not just surviving but thriving men, chasing something that feels bigger than personal success. Building this purpose starts with asking the hard questions. What do you want your legacy to be? What are the things that matter most to you? These are the foundations upon which you can set long-term goals, whether building a business, impacting your community, or improving yourself for the better. It's about making your life meaningful beyond comfort. Comfort doesn't change the world, purpose does. A life driven by purpose is a life that inspires. When you live with intention, you naturally become a man others want to follow, and a man to whom women are drawn. Purpose isn't just a set of goals. It's the soul of a man willing to sacrifice for something greater than himself. And that's the kind of man who leaves a lasting impression. 6. Emotional stability, calmness and self-control. In a chaotic world, remaining calm is one of a man's most attractive qualities. It's not just about keeping your cool in moments of tension. It's about emotional maturity, the ability to regulate your reactions, and staying composed when life doesn't go according to plan. For women, this sense of emotional stability is not just comforting, it's essential. They feel safe with grounded men who don't let their emotions control them or dictate the course of a conversation. Emotional regulation isn't just about avoiding outbursts or staying silent during an argument. It's about creating a space where people feel heard and understood, even amid conflict. When a man can hold his emotions in check and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, it builds a sense of psychological safety. Women want to know that their partner will remain steady when life gets difficult, misunderstandings arise, or tempers flare. It's in this steadiness that a genuine connection is forged. Building emotional stability takes practice. It's about developing a strong sense of self through mindfulness and self-reflection. The more you understand yourself, the better you can understand how to manage your emotions. Stoicism, the practice of accepting what you cannot change and responding with clarity rather than emotion, can be a powerful tool. When faced with rejection or a heated argument, the ability to pause and choose a calm response over immediate reactivity is invaluable. Consistency is also key. Emotional stability is not a one-time achievement, it's a habit. It's about showing up the same way every day, responding to life's challenges with the same level-headed approach. Over time, your reactions will become more measured and thoughtful, and this consistency will build trust. It's not just about the big moments. The small, everyday decisions show your ability to remain grounded. As much as women crave emotional connection, they also crave stability. They need to know they can rely on you the same way they can. When a man is emotionally steady, it creates a secure foundation for both partners to grow, trust, and thrive together. A calm presence in a constantly shifting world can anchor everything else in place. The strategy of self-improvement. When attracting the right kind of woman and building lasting connections, self-improvement isn't just an option, it's necessary. It's easy to think that the perfect look, clothes, or flashy lifestyle will set you apart, but those are only surface-level traits. True attraction comes from what you've built inside yourself. The foundation of becoming a high-value man isn't about seeking perfection. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. And that starts with developing qualities that speak to your independence, discipline, and confidence. Improving your finances isn't about accumulating wealth to show off. It's about achieving independence and capability. It's the ability to handle challenges and create stability in your beautiful life. Financial security signals that you're responsible and have control over your world. Women are drawn to men capable of standing independently and navigating life's hurdles confidently and practically. Physical fitness is another area that speaks volumes about who you are. It's not just about looking good, it's about showing that you're disciplined, healthy, and dedicated. A regular fitness routine conveys that you care for your body and understand the importance of maintaining your health. The confidence that comes with feeling strong and capable is magnetic. It signals that you value yourself and your well-being, making others value you. Upgrading your style and grooming doesn't mean you have to become a fashion expert, but it does show that you respect yourself. It's about presenting yourself in a way that reflects who you are and where you're going. Good grooming is a sign of self-awareness and discipline. It shows that you take pride in your appearance and care about making a good impression, which women certainly notice and appreciate. But none of this matters if you don't know how to communicate effectively. Communication skills are one of the most powerful tools for building meaningful connections. A man who can express himself clearly, listen attentively, and engage in meaningful conversation is far more attractive than someone who lacks this ability. Good communication increases sociability, creates a sense of connection, and boosts confidence. It's the ability to make a woman feel heard and understood, and that's something no amount of money or appearance can replace. Learning to lead, not just in business but in conversations, relationships, and life, is another key component of high value. Women are drawn to men who take initiative and have a sense of direction. Leading with integrity, kindness, and intelligence shows you're capable, trustworthy, and inspiring. It creates an environment where others, especially women, can feel safe, supported, and inspired to follow your lead. Ultimately, you don't need the perfect face or luxurious lifestyle. What you do need is self-confidence, sociability, and high-value behaviors. These are the traits that activate true biological attraction in women. Women are drawn to men who can stand confidently in their skin, show up purposefully, and have a sense of direction. It's not about perfection, it's about growth. And when you focus on becoming a better version of yourself, you attract the right kind of woman and create the foundation for a lasting and meaningful connection. The idea that women only care about money is not just outdated, it's deeply misleading. While financial stability plays a role, what truly captures a woman's attention and earns her respect are traits rooted in biology, psychology, and emotional intelligence. Confidence, leadership, social influence, purpose, and emotional stability. These are the qualities that resonate far deeper than any dollar amount ever could. Women are instinctively drawn to men who embody strength without aggression, direction without arrogance, and presence without desperation. These are not traits you're born with. They're skills you can develop through consistent self-work and intentional living. As you build these qualities, you become more than just attractive. You become magnetic. So remember, you don't need a perfect face or a luxury lifestyle. You need presence. You need purpose. You need to grow into the kind of man who commands respect without saying a word. Improvement takes time, but each step makes you more grounded, respected, and deeply desired. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's one trait you're working on right now, and how has it impacted your relationships? Share your experience in the comments below. And if this video gave you a new perspective, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful insights on attraction, self-mastery, and becoming a high-value man. See you in the next one.